What happens when a rising star with street cred challenges political royalty backed by daddy's name and legacy? By the end of this video, you will understand why Delano Seiveright versus Christian Tavares-Finson is the most explosive showdown in Jamaican politics right now, and why the JLP might be sitting on a ticking time bomb. So Civright just shared and sneak this the JLP elites. So make we get into the story because things are gonna get real interesting. Internal civil war. JLP versus JLP meltdown. The calm before the political hurricane. Alright, buckle up, because in the wonderful world of Jamaican politics, where dynasties thrive and party loyalty is conveniently negotiable, a battle is brewing that could shake up the Jamaica Labour Party from Norbrook to Westmoreland. Senator Delano Seiveright, fresh from being appointed Junior Minister of Tourism, woke up one day and said, you know what, I want Carl Samuda's seat. Now Samuda, one of the most durable politicians in Jamaican history, 44 years, 2 political parties, 1 seat, has blessed Civright's move like a political godfather, giving his nod. Full support, he said. But here's where things get juicy. Enter Christian Tavares-Finson, young, ambitious, and the son of Tom Tavares-Finson, Senate President and JLP Don Gargan in his own right. Word on the ground, Christian was supposed to be the chosen one. The torch was already halfway passed until Delano said, not so fast, brethren. But wait till you hear who really doesn't want Civright to win. Coming up after this. Is Civright really the people's pick, or is this just a sneaky political chess move? Reply with Civright if you rate Civright. Reply with privilege if you feel this is pure privilege versus people propaganda. The political tug of war, street cred versus family connections. Now let's get to the meat of it. Civright dropped a subtle but not so subtle diss in his announcement. My 2 decades of work weren't built on family connections and privilege, but consistent hard work. Translation: I'm not Christian Tavares-Finson. Boom! That line alone sent a chill down the necks of every old guard JLP insider still sipping coffee with Tom on Sunday morning. Meanwhile, Christian reportedly had backing from senior JLP figures, some say even the higher ups. But here's the twist. Constituency leaders don't know him. Lee Clark and the veteran councillor wasn't having it. Me only see him once, he told the Gleaner. You can't just drop in a politics of legacy. You have to work on the ground. Civright, who's been around the turf, even served as vice chairman of the constituency since 2024, is saying this isn't entitlement. This is groundwork. Check my file. But Christian, he's got the family name, the law degree, the connections, and let's not pretend like that doesn't still matter in Jamaican politics. So what do we have here? A classic clash of meritocracy versus monarchy, grassroots muscle versus uptown pedigree, a JLP Game of Thrones, if you will. And guess what? The general election is looming. This internal party clash is happening when the JLP is already juggling fires in South Manchester, Northwest Clarendon, and Western Westmoreland. It's a candidate selection circus, and North Central St. Andrew just added a lion to the ring. Let's settle this right now. Should family name still get you a political seat in 2025 Jamaica? Type yes or no below and defend your answer like it's Parliament. Now let's get into my expert analysis and the stakes. What this means for the JLP and Jamaica. Let's break this down like a political strategist. Scenario 1. Civright wins the runoff. Pros: ground support, Samuda's blessing, real work done. Cons: risk alienating the party elite who may feel like their pick got disrespected. Scenario number 2. Christian gets installed. Pros: smooth continuity, elite approval. Cons: could trigger rebellion from grassroots who feel sidelined. Clark already waving the red flag. Either way, this is a lose-lose if not managed right. This isn't just about one seat, it's about trust, party unity, and how the JLP wants to present itself going into an election. Will it be the party of opportunity or the party of inheritance? And here's the kicker. Delano once backed Audley Shaw over Andrew Holness in a leadership battle. You never see smoke without fire. So while he's singing Holness's praises now, absolute respect for our leader, you really think people inside the JLP forgot that? Politics has memory and receipts. Imagine you were running for the seat. What would be your first move to win over the constituency? Drop your campaign strategy below. The best one will get pinned. So is Civright the bold new face the JLP needs? Or will Christian Tavares-Finson carry the torch, even if some say he hasn't earned it yet? Drop your thoughts in the comments. This saga is just getting started, and trust me, the next video we're diving into the bigger wars brewing inside the JLP you're not hearing about. Subscribe because things about to get political upon steroids. So hit that subscribe button to stay in the loop, stay informed, and stay awake. Here's a summary of the highlights and the key points. Delano Seiveright officially applies to run in Carl Samuda's seat with his backing. His announcement disrupts the assumed selection of Christian Tavares-Finson, son of Senate President. Civright throws subtle jabs about family connections, signaling a grassroots versus elite battle. Christian reportedly has senior party backing, but weak constituency presence. Lee Clark publicly criticizes any candidate imposed from uptown. Civright has served for over 22 years, recently elevated to Senate and junior minister. Possible high-stakes runoff looms, and party unity is at risk just months before general elections. Delano's past support of Audley Shaw adds an intriguing layer to the current dynamic. Some say this is a class war inside the JLP, the uptown elite versus the grassroots hustler. Do you see it that way? Or is it just politics as usual? Sound off in the comments. We're watching these replies heavy.
Good day. I am Delano Seiveright. Now, my friend, I want to take a moment to share something very important with you, something I've thought long and hard about. After deep reflection, countless conversations, and a genuine desire and a sense of duty, I made the decision to formally offer myself to serve as chairman of the Jamaica Labour Party's North Central St. Andrew Constituency. This is not a decision driven by ego or ambition. It is driven by purpose, by service, and by love for the people of this constituency and our great party. I want to make it clear, I take this step with the full blessing and support of the sitting Member of Parliament, the Honourable Carl Samuda. He's a national icon, a man who has given nearly 50 years of unwavering service to Jamaica and to the North Central St. Andrew constituency. I hold him in the highest regard, both as a leader and as a mentor, and I've done my best to honour his legacy in both word and deed. I also want to recognize Mrs. Samuda, a woman of strength and dignity who has stood beside him in service and sacrifice. This constituency is one of the most dynamic and diverse in Jamaica. It stretches across the north central belt of the Kingston metropolitan area and brings together established communities, growing commercial zones, and areas that are filled with potential and ready for transformation. From Norbrook, Allardyce, Walter Works, Manor Park to Armour Heights, Grosvenor, Orange Grove, the lower suburbs of Stony Hill and Long Lane, right through to Smoky Vale, Cassava Peace, Charlton, Lady Huggins, Fagan Avenue, Maryvale, Constant Spring Grove, Calabar, Whitehall, Dunmere, Common, Park Lane, 100 Lane, Mount Salus, Wireless, Manning Hill, and other communities. It is the heartbeat of opportunity, talent, and possibility. And with major corridors like Red Hills Road, Manning Hill Road, Constant Spring Road, and Shortwood Road running through, this is a seat that connects people from all walks of life. Now, in November 2024, I was unanimously elected Deputy Chairman of the constituency with the full support of MP Samuda, our councillors Susan Senior and Lee Clark, and the overwhelming majority of delegates. That moment was a strong vote of confidence in my leadership and in the work I've quietly been doing over the years. Since then, the calls have only grown louder from delegates, constituents, party supporters, and even people overseas asking me to step forward with clarity and lead with purpose. And so I'm answering that call with humility, but also with firmness. I'm stepping up to help mobilize, organize, and energize this constituency into a model for the rest of the country. I've served this party for over 22 years from my university days with Generation 2000 G2K, where I had the privilege of mentoring and building with now ministers of government, MPs, business leaders, senators, to fighting tough election battles, including in PNP strongholds, and working in opposition and government on key initiatives. I've had the honor of serving as a junior opposition spokesman for tourism, working closely with the late Shane Robinson and Minister Edmund Bartlett, and I'm also honored now to be Minister of State for Tourism. I also played a key role in bipartisan cannabis law reform movement, helping to bring about landmark legislative changes, and I've helped to transform Jamaica's tourism industry into one of the most admired in the world, from airlift expansion and investment promotion to stakeholder engagement and market development. I've also been privileged to serve on major boards like JAMPRO, the Jamaica Tourist Board, the Jamaica Information Service, the Cannabis Licensing Authority, the National Insurance Fund, and many others, under both the Bruce Golding and Andrew Holness-led administrations. Outside of government, I've worked professionally in corporate communications, business development, and other spheres of consulting within the business realm, while also maintaining a strong public voice in the media as a guest columnist and radio host. Academically, I hold a bachelor's degree in political science and a master's degree in public policy and management. But none of that matters if it doesn't translate into service, and I'm ready to give even more. With the right team, rooted in unity and discipline, we will turn North Central St. Andrew into a model constituency with empowered communities, youth training, mentorship, greater support for small and micro enterprises, safer neighborhoods, and a strategic plan for development that includes everyone. This is not just about holding a title. It's about delivering real, measurable results. It's about taking pride in our communities. It's about building something solid for future generations. I want to take a moment to thank our party leader, the Most Honorable Andrew Holness. His journey from modest beginnings to Prime Minister is a constant reminder of the power of vision, discipline, and humility. His mentorship has shaped me, and I remain grateful for his example. So I'm stepping forward, firmly, humbly, and with purpose. I'm ready to lead, I'm ready to serve, and I'm ready to work alongside each and every one of you to make North Central the best it's ever been. Let's move forward together with unity, with strength, and with a clear plan of action. Thank you, and God bless.
Do you think Civright got snubbed, or is Tavares-Finson right to claim the seat based on family legacy? Comment your take below in the comment section. If I was Civright, me would feel some type of way too, because to be overlooked for a constituency where I am the vice chairman for by someone who may be qualified, but him not get the position based on merit. Him a get the position based on his daddy name and his father strength and his daddy legacy. Him never put in no work where me put in for the party over the past 22 years, and him for just come and walk past me and get a super promotion, a super elevation in a politics that could never be fair. And me no like that type of politics there where your mother or your father did a MP in either one of the party them and you can just automatically get a seat and you rise to member of parliament without any groundwork. All them have to do are just endorse you and you get the job. Me no like them type of royal inheritance there in a fluid politics. That just never sit well with me for day one. So now you understand why it all makes sense and it come full circle now. Because obviously Civright does not have the support of the Prime Minister. That is very obvious. He was actually overlooked for the position. So much so he decided say he have to come to the media with his announcement because he got sidelined and pushed aside. Because remember, you know, this man in there for like 22 years. And we see the people them with the strong family ties, where their father a senator or their father a MP, and them we see can get big position in a politics and in a parliament before him, just based off a inheritance. You don't have to do no real work. Them just need a available constituency and then just slide you in. You never have to earn it. You never have to work feet. I remember say, once you have a parent in either political party who was an MP or a senator, by birth you are part of that party. That party running in your blood. You can enter politics at any given time because you were born an insider. There is always a place for them in either party once them parent was in the party. Just pay attention. Automatic inheritance. You see, Christian was supposed to automatically get the seat unopposed and unchallenged. So what you see Civright do is constitutionally legal. He has a right to challenge for the seat. He have a right for throwing hat in the ring. So in blatantly and outrightly I disrespect the JLP elites. So the JLP actually have them own internal battles and struggles agwan. On the surface, in the public, you see them try present a united front, but that is not the case. Clearly, I don't know what the Prime Minister is up to, but him seem to try surround himself with people where loyal to him, people where him can trust, people where him can control, and based off of where Marky G say about the whole constitutional reform and the impeachment clause is not a part of the Republic Constitution, where a president can go rogue and do whatever he wants to do, and you can't force him to resign. He can stay as the president as long as he wants because you cannot impeach him. But here's the big question. I wonder why. I wonder if that's the reason why you see the Prime Minister are surrounding himself with people that will be loyal to him and most importantly loyal to him and back him with any decision we make politically, even if those decisions are unethical, even if those decisions are unconstitutional, even if those decisions are corrupt, even if those decisions are illegal, who knows? However, this is not a statement, this is not my opinion, this is not a fact, this is not an accusation, this is not an allegation, but a big question. Me no know, me just a say. I'm just asking a question. So even though you see Civright show respect to the Prime Minister, he actually just disrespected the JLP elites and by extension the Prime Minister as well. Here's a fun fact. In 1993, Tavares-Finson did run against Carl Samuda for the said seat, while Samuda was in the PMP. Yes, he switched from the JLP over to the PMP and he bring his constituency. And when he switched back to the Labourite, the people them switch back with him. That's how loyal the people of that constituency is to Carl Samuda. So now this is like a symbolic revenge of sorts for Tavares-Finson because him couldn't take the seat from Samuda, but his son was to just automatically inherit the seat, then just go give the seat to him. You see me? So it was like a symbolic get back for Tom. So Civright campaign was heavily bolstered in February by a public endorsement from Lee Clark, who is the very influential councillor for the Whitehall division. Lee Clark is also a former mayor of Kingston. Lee Clark went on to warn the JLP against actually imposing a candidate unfamiliar to constituents. So him basically I tell the JLP say, yo, Civright consistently there from day one. Everybody know him, everybody love him. Unlike Tavares-Finson, who he say he only see this man one time. So this is a cause for great concern within the JLP party. So Civright have the full support of Carl Samuda and Lee Clark and all the constituency delegates and all the people in the constituency. So at this point, I don't think Finson are going to stand a chance in the runoff. Who knows, maybe the Prime Minister have to come and try intercede and talk to the constituency on the behalf of Finson. But I doubt the people are going to listen to him. You have to understand, Civright have a proven track record, within the JLP party, We are talking about someone who is a former president of the JLP's Young Professionals Arm, Generation 2000. Civright was one of the firebrand youth leaders who helped propel the party into power in 2007 for the first time since 1989. Civright was a part of that movement, so him have a track record. Him only get put aside and never get promoted to no MP status because he did go take side with Audley Shaw over Andrew Holness. And politics never forgets. Politics hold grudges. Politics have great memory. Remember, Civright was unanimously elected as vice chairman of the constituency in November 2024. Carl Samuda went on to say then that he was in absolute agreement with the decision and was impressed by Civright's intellect, party knowledge, and organizational skills. Samuda hold that seat from 1980. A party insider said the JLP leadership prefers a candidate who has not found favor with Samuda. What? So basically the higher ups politics and the leadership within the JLP don't want nobody will have Carl Samuda's blessing. Boy, this now go end well. This now go end well. So Clark even went on further to say people should work with people on the ground, because you can't say you just go inner politics because of tradition or anything like that. You got to do something, he told the Gleaner. By the looks of this, the constituency now support Finson none at all. Who knows, probably if Civright never put in hat in the ring and the JLP higher ups did I go try to give Finson the seat, cause try then they don't try to give him the seat, you know. Maybe, just maybe, Carl Samuda would have just go run independent to keep the seat and the constituency, cause Samuda has the right to run as an independent because it's still his constituency. Nobody know take it from him in a no election. Nobody know win it from him in no election. So the constituency still belongs to Carl Samuda.